Or visit us online to learn more.
Eyewitness News on the Apple Watch. Search ABC7 and download now.
ABC7 presents Eyewitness Newsmakers with Adrienne Alpert.
Today on Eyewitness Newsmakers, two of LA's top cops, Los Angeles Police Chief Charlie Beck and the Chief of Police at LA World Airports, Pat Gannon.
Airport police officers were on scene immediately.
Chief Gannon on the job a year when the first TSA officer is killed in the line of duty. Airport police were quick to respond to the deadly incident. He heads the largest independent airport police agency in the country. It works in coordination with the LAPD and has resisted merging with the larger force. Chief Beck, appointed to his second term at LAPD, now facing critics over his findings in the police shooting of an African-American man at odds with the police commission's findings. And in March, the police shooting on Skid Row, cell phone video went viral, but police video has not been released. We will discuss body cameras and their role in police work. Good morning. I'm Adrienne Alpert, Los Angeles Police Chief Beck. Welcome back to this program.
Adrienne, thank you for having me.
Let us get right to it, Chief. The police commission ruled one officer in the fatal Ezel Ford shooting acted out of policy. Reports by both you and the LAPD Inspector General said the fatal shooting was justified. How do you resolve the two?
Well, the police commission has their role, and the chief of police, in this case me, has his role. You know, they're very different. The commission determines what's in or out of policy. The chief determines the consequence for that. In other words, the discipline for that. This is not the first time the commission and I have disagreed. It's not the first time that other chiefs have disagreed with other commissions. It happens. We see things from different perspectives. I think that's one of the strengths of the system. It's got checks and balances built in. 5 civilian members of the police commission see things from the points of view of the 5 communities they represent. And I see things from the point of view of somebody that's been in law enforcement in Los Angeles for 40 years.
Will their decision have an influence on yours?
Well, of course. I value the police commission. I value the process, though. I think that the process is really important here. You know, the entire government of the United States of America, as well as the state of California, is built on these checks and balances, balance of power. Nobody has the ultimate authority in these things, and neither does the police commission, and neither do I.
Can you fire, though, or discipline one of the officers if you have already said that you didn't find that he acted out of policy?
Well, you know, technically, yes. I could recommend that they go to a board of rights, which is a further administrative hearing, which is the way that Los Angeles police officers are terminated. Yes, that is within my authority. Now, whether or not I would do that is not something I'm willing to discuss.
When do you think you might have a decision on that?
You know, I will make a decision at the right time. You know, there are a number of decisions, a number of points that have to get resolved in this. The district attorney is still looking at the case. You know, that has to be resolved. So there are a number of things that I'm looking for. And my decision will come at the right time. And
finally, on that case, the federal magistrate has ruled that you need to be deposed for the family's lawsuit in the shooting. That was something the city attorney had said that you shouldn't have to do. Magistrate says, no, you need to go be deposed. In your office, I think they're saying next month. Will this happen?
Well, if the magistrate wants me to be deposed, I'll be deposed. I get deposed all the time. I have a deposition this week, as a matter of fact. It's not unusual at all for the chief of police to be deposed in a civil suit relative to an officer-involved shooting. So, you know, it's not uncommon. The city attorney tries to protect my time. The city attorney tries to protect the record. You know, that's why they object to these things. But if their objections fail, then of course I'll be deposed.
Chief, though every case is unique, we have a shooting in Venice of a homeless person. We have the Skid Row shooting in March. And the Ezel Ford, who by his family's claim is a man who was disturbed as well. And after this now, it has been announced that the department is going to do some retraining. What is this going to be, and what is its impact ultimately to be?
Well, I much prefer the phrase further training. I mean, we're not redoing any training. It's not that their prior training was not adequate, because that's not true. Their prior training in dealing with the mentally ill is absolute state of the profession. We are a demonstration site for the federal government.
Well, in 2010, this department was ruled a site that people should look up to as being the place to go for mental health training for police officers who have to confront this in the field. Why now do you have to add to that?
Well, I think it's an evolution, Adrienne. I think, and I know that police officers encounter far more people with mental illness on the streets of Los Angeles now than they ever have before. And those situations are always very difficult. I tell people all the time, you know, when you have somebody that has mental issues that require medication, require treatment, and they're not getting either of those, and they may be in an environment that is conducive towards alcohol use or drug abuse. You know, they may be in a situation, as many homeless folks are, where there's a lot of conflict on the street over territory and that kind of thing. And when police officers have to deal with somebody that has all of those things going on in their heads, it is so difficult, so difficult. No clinician could do it. I guarantee that if Sigmund Freud himself was on the street corner, he would call for a Los Angeles police officer to stabilize the situation before he dealt with the individual.
There is going to be the 5 hours of additional training.
Yes.
Tell me about this and how's it going to roll out?
Well, we're doing it in combination with a number of things. You know, I'm putting together a complete preservation of life training package for the Los Angeles Police Department. And it will deal not only with mental illness, it'll deal with de-escalation of force, it'll deal with treatment of traumatic injuries post-use of force, and it'll deal with constitutional policing, you know, so that we make sure that everybody is on the same page, doing things the right way for the right reasons. And all of this is a continuation of our normal training. So everybody in the Los Angeles Police Department, everybody that wears a uniform will be trained hopefully by the beginning of fall in the short term, and then we'll receive additional training throughout the year.
This is a massive undertaking.
It's huge.
It again gets back to the fact that police are the first line of defense in what is a growing homeless problem.
Yes.
Growing domestic abuse problem.
Yes.
So you've got teams also, though, that are going out now, in addition on domestic violence, the GRID program, the summer nightlights. How does all this fit together?
Well, you know, it's all about a balance of having Los Angeles police officers work with people who are clinical experts in their field. And we do that with mental illness. We do that with our SMART teams, where they go out and try to do longer-term solutions to these problems. You know, when two Los Angeles police officers get called out, you know, they're not equipped to do a long-term solution to your mental health needs. You know, we need to get you into treatment. We need to get you maybe into housing. So we have teams that have an ability to do that because of a clinician. You know, we also do that with gang issues. You know, we use civilians, gang intervention experts, to help get gang members away from the life and away from violence. And that's something that Los Angeles police officers are not going to be able to do. They don't have the perspective to be able to do that, and we can find others that can do it better. Same with domestic violence. You know, I vividly remember, Adrienne, I'm 22 years old, brand new Los Angeles police officer, and I go to a call where a couple has been, obviously they've been fighting their entire marriage. They're twice my age, and I look at my partner and I go, how am I supposed to solve this? And you can't. So we team Los Angeles police officers with service providers for domestic violence, and we follow, because you need to get the situation stabilized, follow the original patrol officers assigned and get help for a family, so that maybe you can break that cycle of domestic violence. Maybe you can keep kids from repeating the mistakes of their parents.
Getting back to police being the first line of defense and split-second decisions that must necessarily be made in the course of this kind of work, and the decision, again, by the police commission that is not exactly squared up with your decision, especially in the Ford shooting. The police union has said, look, cops are going to be at risk now, the public's going to be at risk because we're going to second-guess ourselves when we're in these situations that we're talking about here.
Well, you know, if anybody that thinks that they can be a police officer, especially in Los Angeles, and not get second-guessed, doesn't understand their role. You know, we constantly review, we constantly make decisions about what has happened in the field and make recommendations. And most of the time, it's a training issue. Most of the time, you know, these things are very difficult to do perfectly. You know, any human interaction can always be made better, and that's, policing is just that, a human interaction. So, you know, we're constantly striving for perfection, realizing that we will never achieve it. You know, just like in any relationship, you're never going to be perfect, but you can sure try. Where do on-body cameras fit into this, and where do they stand in their rollout in the police department? Well, right now we have a pilot program with just under 100 of them out in the field, and we are rolling out before the end of the summer or the start of the fall an additional 700, and then 7,000 will be on Los Angeles police officers by the end of the year. What do you see as being the role of these cameras in the video that they produce? You've said that that's not going to be immediately released to the public. No, it won't be. Well, they do two things. First of all, they document interactions. Obviously, this is very plain spoken. Document interactions between Los Angeles police officers and the public. They also collect evidence. You know, police officers are constantly in positions where they collect evidence, whether it's a stop of a DUI driver, whether it's a pedestrian stop of somebody involved in narcotics activity, whether it's at the scene of a domestic violence call. Everything that occurs in front of a police officer is evidence for use in either a criminal prosecution or maybe a civil prosecution, and that's the purpose of this. Now, there may be times when the public need would outweigh the evidentiary need of these things, but that hasn't happened to me yet.
The mayor has, we've got just a few minutes left, I'm sorry to say, in his State of the City a couple months ago, he's going to focus on public safety.
Yes.
Crime rates have gone up.
They have.
Maybe due to the fact that the definition of aggravated assault may have changed. There's been some discussion about that, but you're moving metro units around. How's that working?
You know, a number of things have happened to cause crime to increase in Los Angeles. First, you know, we've had some changes in the law, some changes in the way people are incarcerated in the state of California. You know, Prop 47 had a huge effect, not just on us, not just on Los Angeles Police Department, but on law enforcement in general in California. So at the end of this year, you will see crime rates throughout California that have not taken the traditional route that we've all become so used to of going down, and they will increase this year, and ours will be part of that. But we've also seen an increase in domestic violence, and that could be because of greater reporting, or it could be because of greater occurrence. Either way, we have to address that. We've seen an increase in gang violence in Los Angeles. After many years of decline, we're starting to see more folks come out that are involved in the traditional levels of gang violence.
Chief, in 30 seconds or less, Special Olympics going to start July 25th.
This is a great story for Los Angeles, Adrienne. The Special Olympics, the largest athletic event for 2015 in the world. And it will be in Los Angeles, and it will start at the end of July, and everybody has an opportunity to go out and see these tremendous athletes, but tremendous people too.
All right, crowd control going to be okay?
No, we'll be great.
All right, Chief, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Adrienne.
We'll see you again, sir. Eyewitness Newsmakers will be right back with the Chief of the Airport Police Department.
You wish your dog could fight off fleas and ticks. But since he can't, you rely on Frontline Plus. Because Frontline Plus unleashes a deadly killing force to kill fleas and ticks, plus flea eggs and larvae, preventing a new infestation. Its protection lasts a full 30 days. No wonder Frontline Plus is the #1 choice of vets for their pets and yours. After all, your dog is a lover, not a fighter. Frontline Plus, the vet's #1 choice.
It's springtime! Time to get outside. Time to get your new look on. Time to go to Ross. They've got all the latest trends. And you don't have to spend a lot to get a lot. Sam saves so much on our outfit at Ross. Minor spin, major trend. Hashtag like it. So whether your style's super cash or you go for that trendsetter look, you gotta go to Ross! You gotta go to Ross.
Car and motorcycle accidents can be devastating, medically and financially. The best legal representation is essential. Choose a lawyer who takes your calls, listens to what you have to say, and guides you down the road to recovery.
You're watching Eyewitness Newsmakers.
We return with our next guest, Patrick Gannon, Chief of Airport Police at LA World Airports. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You have the largest airport police agency in the United States at more than 1,000. You spent 34 years at LAPD first.
Yes,
Why
I
did
did.
you want to, after retiring, come over to another police department?
I wasn't quite ready to retire. I wasn't quite ready to stop working, and a vacancy was created at the airport, and I thought I would throw my hat in the ring and see if I could help.
So let's talk about one of the biggest things that impacts most of us who visit the airport right now, whether we're coming or going, is that there's an $8 billion worth of construction going on around the airport there. What does that do for the job of LAX police?
It actually makes our job much more difficult than it would normally. Many airports, when they do major construction projects and revamp their entire airport, move to a whole different section of their property, build it, and then move their whole facility over. We're trying to do it within an airport that is still catering to 71 million people a year. So it makes it very difficult.
And what do you tell people driving through? Just patience?
Yeah, we ask for patience. We were very active in Twitter and other places in trying to get the message out. We try to encourage people to use both the upper level roadway and the lower level roadway when they come into the airport to try to minimize the traffic. We'll get somewhere this past 4th of July weekend. We were pushing nearly 100,000 vehicles through our central terminal area each day, and trying to get people to their flights on time and to get people out of the airport and hooked up with loved ones who are picking them up can be very challenging.
We can talk about the many roles of airport police, but most recently the most notable, security, the shooting attack 2 years ago that killed a TSA officer and wounded 3 others. After that incident, there was a lot of discussion about protocol, communications. What have been, if any, the improvements since then?
Well, we're constant training to improve. Command and control was an issue that came from that shooting. The actual response of the officers to that incident and to searching out that individual, Paul Ciancia, and taking him into custody was flawless. The officers worked tremendously together to make that happen. It was in the chaos that occurs afterwards, which is common for big incidents to occur, that there was miscommunication in some cases and problems with command and control, and also with communicating with passengers in the terminals. So we've worked really, really hard to try to make sure that with our partners we're practicing virtually weekly on incidents around the airport, both with LA City Fire, Los Angeles Police Department, FBI, and all of our partners.
May 20th, a incident came into play. A fellow ran past TSA into the airport. Did any of the new policies come into play there? Well,
we had an officer right there on the spot when that occurred. The officer took immediate action. TSA supported him in that also, and we were able to take that individual into custody. It was a very good job done by the officer, and the officer was right where we had him that particular day and able to take action. So I would say yes. Our security posture at the airport is changing, will change every single day depending on the threats that are associated with it. So in that particular day, at that particular time, we were right on where we were supposed to be and able to take care of business.
Can you say now, July 4th, there were rumors, of course, about any kind of a terrorist attack? Were you on heightened alert?
We did change our deployment strategies for that particular, for that whole weekend, and we pay attention to what's going on in the rest of the world. We have great relationships with our federal partners. Our intelligence gathering and intelligence apparatus that's associated with the FBI is top-notch, and so we get the latest and greatest information, and that drives how we deploy our personnel.
Chief, we have many more questions for you. We'll have more questions for Chief Patrick Gannon of the LAX Police when Eyewitness Newsmakers continues.
Outdoor living is better, much better, with new patio furniture from Mathis Brothers. We make it more fun, more comfortable, and more attractive at guaranteed low prices. Relax in a swing glider or world-sourced chaise lounge. Entertain more gracefully with a beautiful new sofa and chairs, dining set, or fire pit. All in stock, ready for instant pickup. Find out how good outdoor living can be this year with quality furniture at guaranteed low prices from Mathis Brothers.
I can't get to work without a car. Can you loan me $3,000?
Sure we can. LoanMe can loan you the money you need in as fast as a day with no collateral.
Thanks, LoanMe.
Call LoanMe at 844-3-LoanMe because we can.
They make little hearts happy and big hearts happy too. Because as part of a heart-healthy diet, those delicious oats and Cheerios can help naturally lower cholesterol. Cheerios. How can something so little help you do something so big?
Experience this ancient city for the first time on the world's largest screen. Jerusalem.
In IMAX 3D at the California Science Center.
The Nissan Rogue. With blind spot warning, a round view monitor, and intuitive all-wheel drive that knows just when to kick in. Choose Rogue, just $239 per month, or get 0% APR for up to 60 months. Nissan, innovation that excites. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
You're watching Eyewitness Newsmakers.
We return with the LAX Police Chief. Chief Gannon, let me ask you this. Last year we learned about a ring of airport baggage handlers that were stealing from baggage. What has been done since then? There were a number brought in, but really very few have been charged, if any.
Yeah, nobody was actually ended up being charged. They terminated a number of people from the airport as a result of that investigation.
Why couldn't there be any charges filed out of that?
The information that we had on them and the evidence that we had, we couldn't link it to a specific victim, which is always very difficult in those cases. So even though we had recovered what we believed to be stolen property from those individuals, it was not enough evidence there to charge them. What I think is the reason why we got the right people is that the number of pilferage reports that have been filed by people who fly was reduced by over 60% this past year.
So we like to believe that our baggage is safe and secure when it's going through all those different handling belts and programs and whatnot. What, if anything, has been done to make it more secure?
Well, we went through a $48 million camera CCTV installation and modernization program. We also have increased our working in those terminals and those baggage claim areas with our undercover people. We've done a lot of things to try to get the willing cooperation of those companies that handle the baggage to police their own also.
Let me now touch on the LAX Police Union, which believes that this department is becoming too dependent on the LAPD and perhaps even notably on the investigation, the baggage handling investigation. What is your position on the police department of the Los Angeles airport, which is funded by the airport, not by LAPD at all? Right.
We're a city department funded through rates and charges that through the airport, and the airport police are funded through there. We have very qualified people that work airport police, and I think there should be always an independent police. Airport police. Our relationship, though, with LAPD, as I call it, as like a big brother, should remain and should always be strong. In the event of an emergency at the airport that needs additional resources, we will need their help, the sheriff's help, and everybody's help in the surrounding area, so we have to keep those relationships strong. The union likes to cite UCLA studies that says that the LAPD can have specialized units like SWAT and bomb squad remain, but that LAX police do the daily work. Well, LAX police do the daily work. They do 99% of the daily work as it is right now. There's a very small footprint, bomb canine officers and some uniformed officers that are assigned to the airport in addition to detectives. Are those all jobs that airport police could handle? Absolutely, they could handle. But this is not just a Pat Gannon issue. It's a policy issue with the city, and this is the way that the city has decided politically that they would have both LAPD and airport police there. My job is to make that all work.
There have been, what, 6 attempts to try to combine the two into one unit or be part of LAPD. Again, your position on that would be?
I think we need an independent airport police, and I would advocate that we not combine with the Los Angeles Police Department.
Now, there's going to be a new director of LA World Airports. What is your position with her, and what do you hope that she'll be bringing to the airport?
Well, I have met her briefly, and she's starting soon, and I hope that she continues on with a lot of the things that have been started by the previous executive director. A lot of building projects going on, supporting airport police and supporting what we're trying to do to keep the airport safe and secure.
One last question. This is about a 10-second one. You used to worry about bird strikes, but now we've got drones flying everywhere. Do you do anything about that as far as?
We do worry about drones. We work with the FBI closely to ensure that any spotting or sightings are dealt with immediately.
Because the position on drones around the airport is what?
FAA has strict limitations on use of drones within 10 miles of the airport. They cannot be anywhere near where our flight patterns are.
All right, Chief Patrick Gagnon, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Eyewitness Newsmakers will be right back.
When you need cash fast with flexibility, go to Speedy Cash for an express installment loan. Get $2,600 cash on the spot, pay only for the time you use it, and with an installment loan, you can consolidate your other loans.
Love that Speedy Cash.
There's one celebration that's been 60 years in the making, where parades outshine all others, where diamonds light up the skies, and the waters sparkle beyond brilliant. Don't miss the Disneyland Resort Diamond Celebration with an all-new electrical parade, fireworks, and World of Color spectacular. Come see it all dazzle like never before. Come feel forever young.
You know what you'll find in any seafood joint in the South?
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies, honey. And I'm turning this beloved side dish into a star with my brand new Popeye's Hush Puppy Butterfly Shrimp. I bred big, beautiful shrimp in a light Hush Puppy batter and fry them up fresh into little miracles. And right now you get 8 shrimp, fries, a biscuit, and our new Cajun cocktail sauce for just $4.99. Hush Puppy Butterfly Shrimp. You will howl like a happy hound dog over these puppies.
With a title loan from Speedy Cash, you can get up to $10,000 cash on the spot. Get the most cash out of your car and into your pocket. With Speedy Cash, you'll always get the most competitive rates. Keep your keys, keep your car, get your cash.
Love that Speedy Cash.
You're watching Eyewitness Newsmakers.
Thank you for joining us this morning for Eyewitness Newsmakers. Please join us again next week. There's a new county supervisor in the 3rd District. You'll meet her. Sheila Kuehl. If you have comments about this program, we invite you to join the conversation on Twitter at ABC7Adrienne. And please like my page on Facebook. For all of us at Eyewitness News, I'm Adrienne Alpert. Thanks for watching.
Play tank 5, 1 in 5 chance of winning.
Play Tank 5. Fill up with 8 gallons, grab a game card, and have a 1 in 5 chance of winning. 76. We're on the driver's side.
Now at Empire Today, save big on new floors with our buy one, get 2 free sale. Buy floors for 1 room and get carpet, hardwood, or laminate for 2 more rooms. Free when you pay for padding and installation. Empire makes flooring easy. We bring samples to your home, give free estimates during your appointment, and professionally install your project right. So save big with Empire's buy one, get 2 free sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Cinnamon. Milk. Cinnamilk. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Crave those crazy squares.
Cinnamilk. Football has arrived. The greatest players, the biggest rivalries, one epic collection. More than 600 artifacts from Elway, Montana, Brady, and more. Football, the exhibition, now at the Reagan Library. Reagan